Just a few short weeks ago, something happened that home buyers have been waiting almost 4 years to see. Mortgage rates dipped below 6%. And for that moment, it was finally looking like the housing market was getting some much needed relief. And I wouldn't need to do another video covering interest rate activity so soon. But here I am. And as you can probably guess, almost as quickly as they dropped below that 6%, they started climbing back up again. So what caused that swing? The answer actually has very little to do with housing. And the surprising part is that mortgage rates don't actually move because of the Federal Reserve. In fact, the reason we're seeing so much movement has a lot more to do with global energy markets, inflation expectations, and investor behavior. 2 weeks ago, I did an update on where interest rates were at. So much has changed in those 2 weeks, I felt obligated to do another one because we need to discuss how the rates finally broke below that 6% barrier and why they jumped back up so quickly. Then, maybe more importantly, what you as a buyer should understand about where rates might go next. Because this time, mortgage rates didn't move from any tweets or headlines about housing. They moved based on what's happening in the global economy. At the end of February, the average 30-year mortgage rate was sitting around 5.99%. For buyers who have been watching rates since 2022, that was a huge deal. But by mid-March, rates had already climbed back up to about 6.2%. At the same time, the 10-year Treasury yield, which mortgage rates closely follow, jumped from about 3.96% to roughly 4.22%. The trigger that caused these jumps weren't related to any housing report, nor was it resulting from anything discussed at the Federal Reserve meeting. It was oil prices. Since the start of the conflict in Iran on February 28th, oil prices have surged, climbing to nearly $120 per barrel in just a couple of weeks. And when energy prices move that quickly, it sends shockwaves through the financial system. I don't know about you, but when I think of oil, my first thought is about gas prices and vehicles. So if you're on a similar thought process, you might be asking, what exactly does oil have to do with my mortgage rate? Actually, quite a lot. Oil is one of the most important inputs in the global economy. It provides energy and fuel to the operations of things like transportation, manufacturing, shipping, construction, and the cost of producing almost everything we buy. So as we see oil prices spike, businesses are then faced with higher costs. As a result, the businesses have to increase their costs to their consumers to offset the increased oil prices. And over time, those costs tend to show up as inflation. Now here's where mortgage rates enter the picture. When investors believe inflation could rise, they demand higher returns to hold bonds. That in turn pushes treasury yields higher. And since mortgage rates closely track these treasury yields, we will see mortgage rates usually move in the same direction. That's exactly what we saw here in early March. Energy prices surged, inflation concerns rose, bond yields climbed, and mortgage rates followed. Now, I don't think this is the first time energy markets have influenced mortgage rates. During the global oil crisis in 2008, oil prices surged to about $147 per barrel. That was the highest level ever recorded. During that same time period, we saw mortgage rates climb from roughly 5.9% to almost 6.5% over several months. The reason for the increase in rates back then was the same reason we're seeing rates go up now. In 2008, the oil price surge created inflationary fears, and as a result, investors, they demanded higher yields. So based upon this historical context, should we be expecting the average fixed rates to go back to the mid-sixes for the rest of the year? Thankfully, not necessarily, because today's economic environment has one major difference. The United States is far less dependent on foreign oil than it was back in 2008. Back then, the US imported almost 13 million barrels of oil per day. By 2022, that number had fallen to about 8.3 million barrels per day. That's roughly a 35% decline in imports. At the same time, domestic energy production has increased dramatically. So while rising oil prices can still affect inflation and interest rates, the US economy today is more insulated from global energy shocks than it was 15 years ago. That means the long-term impact on mortgage rates may be smaller than earlier oil crises. But in the short time, markets will continue to react very quickly. Another potential positive force to consider as well, whenever global uncertainty increases, whether it's war, economic instability, or financial market stress, investors tend to move money into safer assets. Those safer assets in the eyes of investors are assets like US Treasury bonds and mortgage-backed securities. This is called the safe haven effect. When investor demand for those Treasury bonds and mortgage-backed securities increase, so do their prices. And when Treasury bond prices rise, their yield falls. Okay, so quick summary of that. More investor demand for Treasury bonds is good. Treasury bond yields falling is good, because that can actually push mortgage rates lower. So in situations like this one we are currently experiencing, markets can actually experience two opposing forces at the same time. Oil prices push rates higher. Safe haven investing in Treasury bonds pushes rates lower. The result of short-term volatility and interest rate whiplash. This is exactly what buyers have been experiencing lately. Because of all these forces, inflation data, energy markets, global conflict, and investor behavior, economists expect mortgage rates to continue moving up and down throughout the year. Not necessarily skyrocketing, but also not dropping in a straight line. Instead, buyers should expect something a little like this. There are going to be short periods of time where rates improve, which will be followed by sudden jumps higher. This type of volatility can make the housing market feel unpredictable, but it's actually fairly normal in uncertain economic environments like we're currently in. If you're planning to buy a home this year, trying to perfectly time mortgage rates is almost impossible. But if you're thinking you're up to the challenge, you have to know that interest rates react to the monthly inflation reports and other economic data reports. They are influenced by global events and investors' overall sentiment. Now, if you think you can interpret these data points and position yourself to capitalize on the volatility and succeed, you could be positioning yourself not only for an opportunity to sell millions of copies of your process to any and every bond trader out there, but you'd also be getting yourself a great interest rate. I sort of say this tongue-in-cheek because even professional traders struggle to predict the markets and interest rates in general. But I think there is one strategy that can help, and everybody can do it. It's less prediction and more taking action. So when you've determined that mortgage rates have dipped into a range that fits your budget, lock in your interest rate. This is one of the best ways that you can proactively provide yourself some stability. Now, on the other hand, if rates spike suddenly and the rate brings your payment outside of your comfort zone, sometimes the best move is simply waiting for markets to calm down again. For right now, this strategy will likely be the best path forward for buyers because the truth is, no one times the rate market perfectly. You know, the goal isn't perfect timing. The goal is making a smart decision when the numbers work for you. Another truth, guys, it is absolutely crazy right now when we're talking about interest rates. Nearly impossible to predict. But here's one thing you can predict. I come out with videos like this each and every week that I hope are helping you make more informed decisions. So please take a minute to like, subscribe, do all the things. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.